welcome back to Stories of Edward. Today I'm going to read Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Chapter 1, As White as Snow. One winter's day, a young queen stood sewing by her window. As she watched the feathering snowflakes fall, her needle slipped. Three drops of ruby red blood fell into the snow. The queen sighed. I wish I had a child. She said, with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, hair as black as embodied wood. Her wish came true. One day, the queen's daughter had skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. The king was delighted and named her Snow White. But his joy mixed with mystery, for the young queen died. My child needs a mother, he thought. Within a year, he had married again. His new wife was proud and vain. Her heat was so full of love herself, and love herself. She had none for anyone else. The only thing she wanted was to be the most beautiful woman in the world. Morning and night, she gazed in her magic mirror and asked the same question. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of us all? And morning and night, the mirror replied, you are. The queen paid no attention to Snow White, who grew more lovely every day. Then, one dreadful morning, the queen asked, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of us all? And the mirror said, actually, it's Snow White. The queen went pink with rage, and her beautiful face scowled in the mirror. I won't have it, she snarled. Wherever the queen asked her question, the mirror gave the same reply. Finally, she could bear it no longer. Snow White must die, she declared. Chapter 2, A Deadly Plan. The queen called for the royal huntsman, her heart bursting with jealousy. Take Snow White to the forest and kill her, she ordered. And I can't stand her near me. Bring back her lungs and liver so I know she's dead. The huntsman was horrified, but he had to obey. Snow White shouted happily as they went into the forest. The huntsman didn't say a word. Under a giant oak tree, he took out a knife and pulled her from her horse. What are you doing? She shouted in alarm. The queen's orders, said the husband sadly. She wants me to kill you. What? Cried Snow White. No, please, let me go, she begged. Her dark eyes filled with tears, and the huntsman took pity on her. As he stood there, he spotted a wild pig in the distance. I'll take its lungs and liver to the queen, he thought, and Snow White will be safe. He turned to Snow White, run. Then he said, but never return to the prince's palace. Chapter 3, Deep in the forest. Snow White ran past twisty trees and scattering brambles. Soon her hair was tangled with leaves. She ran until the sun sank and the forest grew dark. Thorny branches like witches' fingers reached out to catch her. Still she ran. She ran until her legs could barely hold her. And then she saw a cottage. Maybe someone here can help me, she thought. To her dismay, there was no one home. She leaned against the door. to catch her breath, and it swung open. Snow White tumbled inside. The first thing she saw was a tiny table with 7 tiny chairs. Snow White smelled fresh bread or honey, and her mouth watered. After an all day, she was starving. Sitting down, she helped herself to a bread and honey, and drank every drop of milk, all 7 milks. She put down the last mug and yawned. Running all day was exhausting. 7 tiny beds with fat pillows stood along the wall. Snow White tried bed after bed. The first was too hard, the second was too narrow. By the 7th, she was so tired and curled up on it anyway. While Snow White slept, the cottage door opened and 7 dwarfs trooped in. They each had a lit candle and looked around in surprise. Who's been sitting on my chair? Who drank my milk? Who's been in our cottage? Who ate my bread? Who is on my bed? Who tried my bed? Who ate my honey? Quietly they gathered around Snow White, watching her sleep. Her hair is as black as ebony, her skin is as white as snow, her lips are as red as blood. She's beautiful, they all sighed together. Next morning, Snow White was woken by 7 songs, sung very badly. She jumped out of bed in a panic, but the dwarfs were so friendly. She forgot to be afraid. When she told them about the queen, the dwarfs were disgusted. Stay here, they said. We'll take care of you. Pretty skills to sell. In her palace bedroom, the queen was singing to, smiling in her direction. She asked her unusual question, Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of the all? Well, queen, you are fair, no doubt about it, the mirror replied. But Snow White is fairer. She's living in a cottage in the forest. In the forest, it added. Snow White is alive, the queen spotted fairly. That huntsman tricked me. She was so angry she couldn't eat or sleep. Instead, she spent every second plotting how to kill Snow White. At last, she disgusted herself as an old peddler, plucking a basket with ribbons and silks. She set off for the forest. Snow White was cleaning the cottage when an old woman came to the door. Pretty things to sell, the woman crackled. Silks and stainish belts and bows. What lovely skills, cried Snow White, stroking the bell. Here, my dear, said the old woman. Try it on. She looped the belt around Snow White's waist and pulled it tighter and tighter. Stop! I'll be the fairest soon. The woman kept pulling until Snow White collapsed. The dwarfs came forward to find Snow White lying in the door. Shocked, they saw the belt squeezing the life out of her. Whipping out a knife, one of the dwarfs sliced it through. Snow White spluttered and began to breathe. Where's the old peddler woman? She gasps. What old woman? A dwarf began. No one knows we're here. He gave a sudden shout. Hey, it must have been that wicked queen. She tricked you. The dwarf looked serious. You're in grave danger, said one. Queen will keep trying to kill you, said another. Don't open the door, they all said together. Meanwhile, the wicked queen had run all the way home and raced to the mirror. There a mirror on the wall. Use the first on the wall. Sit down, your majesty. It's still Snow White. The next day, the queen was back at the cottage with a poisonous poem, but Snow White refused to let her. You can look, can't you, said the queen, holding the sparkling candle. Snow White was impressed, forgetting her promise. She opened the door. Quicker than a bee, the queen darted inside and stuck the comb in Snow White's eye. The poison is worked at once, and she fell to the floor. As soon as the dwarfs saw Snow White, they knew the queen had returned. Look what she's done now, said one, taking up the comb. Snow White moaned. Oh, my head, she must be more careful. The dwarfs warned her. The queen will try again. Don't open the door. Chapter 5. Magic Carpet. Before you ask, it's still Snow White. At the palace, the queen's heart was